about how the games WODs are going so far? Is it what you anticipated? Is it more? Is it less?
I anticipated a world of complications, and paid off. That being said, I think it was inevitable. We had a Herculean task, and just this powerful deadline, and it's working. It's working. Our leaderboard's got some technical issues, but most of those are being worked through. You know, there's been no loss of data. You know, there's 26,000 athletes entering in data, and it was funny when the first WOD went up, y'all were clicking refresh looking for a score, and the refresh rate was you know, tens of thousands a second, and kind of crippled the database briefly. I mean, it was gnarly, and we've taxed the limits of the web development house that we contracted with, and there's been some strains there, but it's all fun and it's all a learning experience. And I think it probably would have been unrealistic to expect for much better than we've got. But I really like the workouts, and I like the fever around the whole thing. And you have to, given the uniqueness and you know how brand new this is from what we've done other years, and the fact that it's just 5 years for the games total, I think it's amazing. And this same structure is going to serve us well for next year. But you know, fingers crossed, we're moving forward. What we'd like to not see is a significant amount of compression along the top placers, and so I don't want a 164-way tie for first. You know, and there are a lot of workouts where that could happen easily, and so I think we've avoided that handsomely. One of the things that's really helped us is to keep coming back to what the purpose of the games are, and the purpose fundamentally, I mean, there's a lot of purposes to have fun, you know, but paramount to the charter is to crown the fittest human beings on earth, fittest man and fittest woman on earth. And it was interesting in some of the initial discussion about judging in this open format. Well, there's two real pieces that are essential to finding the fittest man and woman on earth, fittest people on earth. And one is that you cast a big enough net. You want to make sure that you've really given opportunity to participate to the farthest reaches of the world. And that's a consideration that is never more important than the very first WOD on the open. The net you're never going to open it up bigger from that first workout, right? And then the other piece that matters is the consistency or quality of the judging. And the interesting thing there, and this is a lot of up at night staring at the ceiling in the dark, thinking about this, the consistency and the quality of the judging, where your goal is to find the fittest humans on earth, actually increases that need, and its significance increases through the season all the way up to the last minute of the finals, where it might be a difference in judging standard makes someone a first place and someone second place. The truth of it is, in this open format, and so I'm going to give us an A+ on the breadth of the pool. You know, we got 26,000 competitors. I think last year the number was 4,000 at the sectional level. 96% of the workouts are being done at affiliates. So thank you, affiliates. That suggests that we would have been crushed potentially had we tried to do this at 100 or 150 designated affiliates. And that was the train wreck that we saw from way back. Saw forward what were we going to do if a designated location for the sectional ended up with 1,000 competitors showing up? What do you do then? And the problem is people would go home not getting a chance to compete. And so I give us top marks there. But on this open with this submit a video, and in spite of the validation deals, if you were to say, just for argument's sake, just kind of work through it in your head how this play out, if we had no judging at all in the sectional, just honest engine, post your time, what we know is that the world's fittest would still be there. Now there'd be some people that got, you know, I was number 750 in the world, and because of these cheaters, I'm 753. You know, there's some of that. Well, that's not ideal, but cheating isn't going to knock out the fittest man and woman, right? And so what you'd end up at the regionals, where we are in 18 venues, going to have our own judges, our own staff. You know, that's where and Rogue Fitness, God bless them, their sponsorship has them bringing the gear out to each of 18 locations globally, which is something we wouldn't have even known how to think about going about that 2 years ago. You know, without their help, it would have been possible. But if we had no standard for the judging at all in the open, what you'd see at the regional is this fascinating blend of the world's fittest and some cheaters, and that would be interesting to see play out. That's worst case scenario, but I feel very confident that in the 1,500 or so that advance, whatever the number is, that the fittest man and woman will still be in there. Yeah, see, you're gonna throw as an analogy of Tony Budding's. You're gonna throw a giant net out onto a lake, and because you want to find the biggest fish in the lake, right? Well, it doesn't quite matter so much if the squares, the holes in the net, are uniformly 3 inches. If some are 3.5 and some 4, that really doesn't matter. Where you want to put your energy and effort is to make sure you have enough net to drag the entire lake, so the big ones are in there. And from that basis, how do I think it's going? Perfect. I very much believe that the fittest man and women, the fittest of them, are still in the pool. That none of the technical difficulties, though they've been considerable, have clouded that. And I apologize for the people that were posting their workouts and not able to find themselves. But we haven't lost any data at all. It's all in there. And we've even got another crew put together, built a second leaderboard that's ugly right now. It's going to get reskinned, but it works really nicely. So it's all things look good.